They went to kill a lion, but one of them came back with the lion's soul. Now Andre isn't just alive, he is the lion. Everyone in the city knew one name, Baba Makali. Some said he was a businessman, others knew the truth. He ran everything. The ports, the guns, the money. Even the police bowed when he walked by. But behind the golden gates of his mansion lived two boys who wished none of it was real. Andre was 17, tall, quiet, always with a book in his hand. He hated loud things, hated fake respect, and hated what his father had built. His younger brother, CJ, was 14, smarter than he looked, always joking, always smiling. But deep down, he too carried shame. They were the sons of a man the world feared, but they feared becoming him. At school, everyone acted fake around them. "Hi, boss," one kid would shout, trying to impress. "Don't mess with them. Their dad will bury you," another whispered. Andre hated it. CJ laughed it off, but his eyes always dimmed afterward. One day, a teacher dropped her chalk. Andre bent to pick it up. She flinched like he might hurt her. He froze. He had never lifted a hand on anyone, but his last name had already cursed him. At night, in their giant house filled with armed men and security cameras, the boys locked their doors. Andre drew lions in his notebook. CJ played games to forget his world. They never talked about their father. But then, everything changed. One Saturday morning, over a silent breakfast, Baba Makali walked in wearing a leather jacket and boots. "Boys," he said, "pack your bags." They looked up, confused. "Why?" CJ asked. "We're flying to Ghana tomorrow." "What for?" Andre's voice was cold. Baba grinned. "To hunt the lion that eats men." Andre dropped his spoon. "You mean the one they call Ndafu?" Baba's eyes sparkled. "Yes. That lion has killed over 3,000 men. They say it disappears like smoke, but I'll kill it, and the world will know my name." "But we're not hunters," CJ said. "You will learn," Baba said. "It's time you both became men." Andre looked at his brother, then at the table. He hated guns. He hated blood. He didn't want to kill anything, not even an insect. So why did his hands suddenly feel cold? Why did he feel like this trip would change everything? That night, Andre couldn't sleep. At exactly 2:00 a.m., he looked out of his bedroom window and saw his father, standing alone in the garden, talking to a man with one eye. The sun rose gently over the green hills of Ghana. Birds chirped, elephants moved in the distance, and somewhere deep in the forest, something breathed heavily. But this story wasn't about the jungle yet. Not yet. It was about a girl named Tiana, who had just landed at the safari lodge with her parents. She wore round glasses, a sky blue shirt, and always carried a sketchbook under her arm. "Draw fast," her dad joked, "before the lions eat your pencils." Tiana smiled, but it was her grandmother, Mama Azima, who made her heart beat faster that morning. Mama Azima didn't walk like a normal grandma. She walked like she knew secrets, like the earth whispered to her when no one else was listening. At breakfast, she called Tiana to her room. "Close the door," she said, voice calm. Then from her old bag, she pulled out a small golden bottle, no bigger than a thumb. The light hit it, and it glowed. "What is that?" Tiana whispered. "Something old, something strong," Mama Azima replied. "It can bring back a dying soul, but only once." Tiana stared at the bottle. "It's like magic?" "No," Mama said. "It is magic. But why give it to me?" Mama Azima touched her cheek gently. "Because destiny likes to surprise the kind-hearted." Tiana didn't understand, but she nodded and slipped the bottle into her pocket. Outside, lions roared far in the distance. Meanwhile, deep in the jungle, a black jeep with bulletproof glass rolled through the mud. Inside sat Baba Makali, Andre, and CJ. The road was rough, but the men's silence was rougher. They reached a small wooden camp where 3 local hunters waited. One of them had only one ear. "You're late," the hunter said. Baba stepped out. "Where is the lion?" The hunter didn't answer. He pulled out a photo. It showed a man's boot, with a bloody ankle still inside. CJ turned away. Andre felt his throat go dry. "This lion," the hunter began. "They call it Ndafu. It doesn't roar. It watches. It waits. It smells fear." Another hunter spoke up. "My brother saw it once. He said it had scars all over its face. He raised his gun, but his hands froze. The lion walked away, like it knew he wasn't ready to die yet." Andre clenched his jaw. "What, if it comes near us?" The man laughed bitterly. "If you see it, pray, because it doesn't come near. It surrounds." That night, in the camp, as insects buzzed and fire cracked, Andre couldn't sleep. He stepped outside barefoot. He looked up at the stars, and for a split second, he saw 2 golden eyes watching him from the trees. No blink, no sound, just watching. The next morning, the forest woke up before the sun. Baba Makali had already cleaned his gun. CJ was tying his boots. Andre? He sat on a rock, staring into the trees like something inside him was already shaking. "Move fast. No noise," Baba said. "If you see the lion, shoot." They followed a narrow trail. Leaves brushed their faces. Monkeys screamed from branches above. But deep down, all of them were listening for one sound: the lion's breath. Hours passed. No sign. They reached a broken jeep left behind by earlier hunters. The tires were shredded, the seats clawed. "Still think this is just a cat?" one guide muttered. Suddenly they found something strange nearby. A big circle in the ground, like something large had slept there recently. CJ pointed at it. "It's still warm." Andre bent down to touch the spot and found a clump of golden fur. His fingers trembled. Then, something moved. A low breath, a branch snapped, a bush rustled, and out of the shadows stepped the thing they were chasing. Ndafu. He was massive. Scars ran down his face. His fur glowed faintly under the moonlight. His eyes weren't normal. They were golden, like burning coins, fixed straight on them. Nobody moved. Then Baba shouted, "Now!" Andre raised his gun, finger on the trigger, but his hands froze. The lion looked straight at him, not like prey, like a mirror. Andre couldn't shoot. He saw something in those eyes. Sadness, wisdom, a warning. "Shoot!" Baba roared, but Andre just stood there, frozen. Then Ndafu growled, a low, terrifying sound that rattled the ground. In one powerful leap, the lion jumped forward. CJ screamed. Gunshots cracked, but it was too late. Ndafu grabbed Andre by the chest and disappeared into the forest. Gone. "Andre!" Baba Makali's voice tore through the trees like thunder. But it was no use. The lion was gone, and so was his son. CJ stood frozen, his gun still shaking in his hands. He had never seen something move that fast. 1 second, Andre was there, gun raised, breathing hard, and the next, Ndafu had taken him like a leaf in the wind. Baba dropped to his knees. The strongest man in the country, feared by all, suddenly looked like a broken father. "He's not dead," CJ whispered. "Right? He's not..." Baba didn't reply. He just grabbed a torch and ran into the trees, shouting his son's name. "Andre! Andre!" CJ followed, heart pounding, eyes full of tears. They searched for hours. No lion, no blood, no footprints, just silence. But not far away, through the thick leaves and wild branches, Andre's body lay twisted under a bush. His shirt was torn, chest bleeding, eyes closed, not breathing, and not alone. Ndafu stood nearby, hidden in the darkness, watching him. The lion didn't attack again. He just stared at the boy, then slowly turned and walked away. At that exact moment, not too far from there, Tiana's jeep rolled through the safari road. She was sitting in the back looking at the sketches she made of birds and zebras. Suddenly, her pen dropped. She felt something. Her hand moved to her pocket. The golden bottle was warm. She sat up. "Stop the jeep!" Her parents turned around. "What is it?" "Something's wrong," Tiana said. "We need to stop right here." The guide slowed down and parked by the roadside. Before anyone could ask questions, Tiana jumped down and ran into the trees. "Tiana!" her mother shouted. But Tiana didn't stop. She didn't know where she was going. Her legs just moved. It felt like her heart was pulling her somewhere. Then she saw something. A boy, lying still. Blood on his chest, eyes shut. She ran to him and knelt beside his body. His skin was pale, no pulse. She looked around. "Hello? Somebody help!" No one answered. The forest was still. She looked down at the boy's face. "He's gone," she whispered. Her hand reached into her pocket. She pulled out the golden bottle. "This is what Grandma gave me." She held it tightly. One drop. That's all it would take. She opened it, poured it slowly into his mouth. "Please," she whispered. "Don't die." Nothing happened. 1 second, 2 seconds, 3. Suddenly, his chest jumped. Andre gasped loudly, coughing, eyes flying open. Tiana screamed, part shock, part relief. Andre's eyes snapped open, chest heaving like he'd come back from the dead. Tiana stumbled back, gasping. "You're alive!" Before she could say more, her parents came running through the forest clearing. "Tiana, what happened?" "It's him. He's alive, but..." "Look at the blood." Her father grabbed his phone. "Hello? We need help. Now." Minutes later, flashing red lights broke through the trees. Sirens wailed. Paramedics lifted Andre's weak body into the ambulance. Tiana stood frozen, still holding the empty golden bottle. At the hospital, doctors surrounded Andre. "Blood pressure dropping. No pulse. Flatline. We're losing him." 3 long minutes passed. Then, "Wait, he's back!" a nurse shouted. The room exploded in confusion. "How? He was gone." "Still no brain damage. This is impossible." Baba Makali burst into the hallway, eyes wild. "Where is he? Where is my son?" A nurse pointed. "He's alive, somehow." Baba ran to the bed. Andre lay still, eyes barely open. Later that evening, Baba Makali signed the release papers. "I'm taking him home." Andre didn't speak. He just stared, as if hearing things nobody else could. Back at their grand estate, Baba opened the tall gate. He led Andre into the courtyard. Then, pointed proudly to the wall. There it was, the head of a giant lion, stuffed, eyes glassy, jaw open in mid-roar, mounted like a trophy. Baba's voice was deep and proud. "That beast took your life, and I took his. I'm a legend now." Andre said nothing. He stared at the lion's face, and it felt like the lion was staring back. Something inside him was changing. Andre sat on his bed, eyes wide in the dark. Then he heard it. Voices. Faint, far away, but clear. "Gimme the keys now! Please don't hurt me!" His head snapped toward the open window. The sounds were coming from miles away. A robbery. He stood up slowly, legs tense like springs. Without thinking, he leaped onto the windowsill. From 5 stories up, the wind hit his face. His eyes scanned the horizon. And he saw it. A black car, parked under a flickering streetlight. 2 men attacking a driver. Andre's body moved on its own. He jumped, landed on the compound wall, then leapt again, higher, claws gripping brick. He climbed the side of a building like a lion chasing prey. Fast, silent, wild. On the rooftop, he crouched, chest heaving. The city stretched below him. Too loud, too much. He dropped to his knees, terrified. What am I? He rushed back home, heart racing. Slipped through the same window he'd left. CJ was there, awake now, sitting on the floor, holding his toy lion. His eyes widened when he saw Andre. "Where did you go?" Andre didn't answer. Instead, he hugged him tight. CJ frowned. "Are you okay?" Andre nodded, but tears fell silently. "I need to go," he whispered. "No, please don't. I'm not safe here. I'm not normal." "You're my brother." Andre pulled away. "You'll always be my brother, too." He turned and walked to the window. CJ cried, "Come back. Please come back." Andre looked back one last time, his eyes full of love and pain. Then he disappeared into the night. 15 years later, in the darkest corners of the mafia underworld, a single name spread like wildfire. Hunter. No face, no mercy. Just a shadow that moved through prison walls and bulletproof mansions, taking down the most feared mafia bosses, one by one. Some said he was a ghost. Others believed he was a curse sent by the gods. But those who survived swore they saw his eyes, golden, like a lion. The same lion that once haunted the jungles of Ghana. Dear besties, the real hunt is just beginning. Don't miss part 2. It's war now.